What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. Today's video on StreetSmart Edge, I'm going to show you guys how to access the stock and ETF screeners and show you how to set them up, how I use them, and all the cool screeners that they already have pre-programmed into StreetSmart Edge. So let's jump into it. So to access the stock screeners, you're going to come up into here to the launch tools. It should be at the top right of your screen up here. Click on that. You'll have all these apps that you can choose from. You're going to want the Screener Plus and SEC. They do also have an ETF screener, but if you click on the ETF screener, it's going to pretty much take you to the website. That's where it's going to take you to, and that's just going to be a whole other video if I get into it. But you're going to want the Screener Plus and Sectors app right here. Click on that, and then this will pop up. Go ahead and link it to your chart if you want, or keep it unlinked if you want. I'll link this up, and then I'll enlarge it. I'll enlarge it just to set it up. Here are all the pre-programmed scanners and screeners that they have on this, and this is a very powerful screener. This is a very great screener. I used to use Trade Ideas to find stocks to trade. Since I've gotten StreetSmart Edge and learned how to use StreetSmart Edge and the screener, I got rid of Trade Ideas, and this is how I find my stocks every day, every weekend to trade. It works like a charm. I'm going to show you guys how I have mine set up. Now, I use multiple monitors. I have a total of 4 monitors. I have this set up just on one monitor. I'll have my watch list right here. I'll have a daily chart with the weekly and monthly right here. And I'll put the news right here. And then I have my screener right here, and every one of these tabs that are open are a custom screener that I've created for the criteria that I like to look for to find stocks to trade. So to show you guys real quick, I'm going to show you my setup. We can open this up so I can show you guys where it's at. But first up, it's a copy of the gap up, stay up. And if you come down right here, you got all your options right here. If you click on the screener one and go down, you can click on gap up, stay up. Click on that and it'll open up a tab right here for you. If you right click it, you can rename it if you want and click enter, and then it will save it for you. Once you do that, you're going to have a results tab and a criteria tab. Click on the criteria tab. This is going to be a big, long list of all the available criteria that you get to choose from when creating a stock screener. Then when you go through and click all the criteria that you want, they have a little checkbox right here to show you the selected boxes that you've checked only. And if I click that, it gets rid of everything and it shows me all the criteria that I've selected that I want to use. And then I'll go through, and the last trade is greater than 50 cents. And then I'll add another one, add another filter under last trade, and the last trade is less than $20. And then I click the volume, and volume is greater than 50,000. If you wanted another volume, you would just simply click add another volume filter, click volume. You can click from volume, difference between volume, percentage difference between volume. I just like to stick to the volume. And then if you wanted to get rid of it, just click this little minus right here and it'll get rid of it. Price performance. We checked gap. You could do gap, difference between the gap, and percentage difference between the gap. I just have gap. The gap is greater than, and I just have 0. You could put 3, how much percent you want. I'll just keep this at 0 as it was default. And then down here, this is the display. I want to see the top. And then the tickers that you want, you could have 10 show up, the top 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50. I just put in 25. And results sorted by gap. And you could go through here and click choose from any of all this that you'd want. And then after you do all this, make sure you come down here to the bottom right and click this save screen. That way all this work you just put into it, you don't lose it. Go back to results, and then you should have your list of all the stocks that are popping up, gapping up. So that's my gap scanner. I see this every morning and it shows me all the stocks gapping up pre-market. What I did was I went through here, pretty much all the screeners, and I chose the ones that I liked the most, clicked on them, it opened up a tab, and I just went to the criteria and just adjusted the criteria to my liking. For my percentage gainers, let's go to this one. For the percentage gainers, I got the exchange. It's looking on the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, and the American Stock Exchange, the New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ Global Market, Global Select Market, NASDAQ Select and Small Cap, and NASDAQ Capital Market. You could click on OTC pink sheets and OTC bulletin boards if you wanted, but I don't trade penny stocks like that. And then I got the last traded price. I like stocks between 50 cents, $10, $20. And the volume is greater than 150,000. It's just really, really simple scans that I'm creating and setting up. Go to the results, and I just go through here and I'll double click on them and they'll pop right up on my chart automatically because I have it linked up with my chart. So let's say I want to look at SQBG here. I'll double click it, and just like that, it'll pop up right on my screen. And if I wanted, I can use my keyboard, use the up and down arrows to go up and down on it, and just click the enter button and it'll automatically bring it up. And then you got this update thing right here. Click on that. The thing about this is though, during market hours, it's not real time scanning for you. So there is a 15-second delay on it, which I really don't mind. I just go with the every 15 seconds it's updating. And then if you right click on the tab, you can mess with the colors if you wanted. Let me make this bigger. Right click on it, click the colors. So let's mess with this real quick. So the alternating row background is dark black and a lightish gray. So what that is, every row here, as you can see, it's dark black right here, and then the next row down is a light gray. If you wanted to change it, you could do that. And if you wanted to apply it to all your Screener Plus and Sector tabs, you got a checkbox right here. So let's just try that out real quick. Click OK, and there you go. We just changed the color. Everybody's different. Everybody's eyes are different. So go through these colors and just set it up the way you feel the most comfortable with. And as you can see, I went through and I just totally messed with all the colors to show you guys an example of how the many ways you can have this look. Let's say you changed your mind and you just want it back to basic. Hit reset to default colors, click OK, and there you go. You're right back to normal. So you don't need to panic and say you messed it all up. A quick, easy fix just like that. Next up, right click on the tab again, click on the font, and the font, you can make the font bigger if you wanted. You could change the style of the font if you wanted, turn it into bold, or I think it's italic, I believe. I like to have my font bold, a little bit bigger, and I like the Gothic. Apply to all result tabs, click OK. And there we go. We just made it all bigger for us. And then if we shrink this down, you could see it right there. Last one is columns and settings. Here is what you're going to be looking at during market hours. What columns do you want to know? Pretty much the information of the stock or the stocks. I like to have the industry, the exchange, the last traded price, the high on the day, the sector, the low on the day, the volume, the change, the percentage change, trading range. Go through here and just check it out. Pick the ones that you guys want the most. Click OK, and then it'll apply it to it. But I have a few tabs that I just went through and picked. I don't have anything complicated. I just keep it very, very simple. Change from the open, pretty much the same thing as percentage gainers. The last traded price is less than 20. The last traded price is greater than 25 cents. The price performance, percentage change is greater than 3. And if you come to the far right here, you have the criteria matches. It'll show you how many stocks are popping up in your criteria results. Your screener match. 50 stocks are coming up in the match. Out of 922, 8,936. Very, very easy to use. We got the daily high count scan. This is a pretty cool scan here. It counts how many times the stock has made a new daily high. So you see right here we had BPTH, the daily high count. It made a new high 475 times, and it made 0 new daily lows. This is a quick way you could, if you're a day trader, you could see what's moving and what's breaking out. And then I have a volume scan. I have all the exchanges selected. The last trade is less than $20, and the average volume 5 days is greater than 75,000. And here are all the results. One thing I do like about this StreetSmart Edge is the performance by sector screener. If you really wanted to break down the market and the sectors, performance by sector screener is pretty awesome. We have the basic sectors here: healthcare, information technology, utilities, real estate, and you can see right next to it, it has a little yellow tab right here. Let's say I want to see what the biggest percentage gainer of the sector is up. So I could see healthcare is the biggest percentage gainer, and it's got 842 million in volume on the day. If I click on that, it'll open up. It's the subsector or the industries. And then here's the list right here. It can get a little more complicated the more of these tabs you open up, which I feel StreetSmart Edge could make a little bit better, but it's still a very powerful and helpful screener. So we see this is where it gets confusing, because you could see once you open this, everything like got out of whack. You have the subsectors over here, the market cap, the volume's way over here. I don't know what any of this is, but let's say we wanted to see what biotechnology. We see it's up on the day. It's got a lot of volume. Click on that, and here's a list of all the stocks that are in that subsector, and you can see how they're performing on the day. And like I said, StreetSmart Edge can get a little bit better on the when you open up these tabs when categorizing them and putting them in order, because now like they're all out of whack, like I said. But I'll come in from time to time and just check out the performance by sector and see how it's doing. And then if I really wanted to break down sectors, I'll just use FinViz. They have an options predefined screener, options top 10 if you wanted, options volume by underlining, equity predefined screeners, top volume gainers and decliners. There's so many. Top 10 volume, top 10 gainers, top 10 decliners for every exchange, high low, daily high count, daily low count, hitting highs, near yearly highs, and then again the screener tab right here, just going through what they already have made up. Like, for example, strong stocks with 20% retracement. I mean, you could just click on that and it'll open up a new tab right here for you, and if you go into the criteria, go through the whole list and just pick the ones that you want and put in the criteria of what you want to search for. Make it your own. So I'm a day trader in the stock market. Let's go through and make a percentage gainer with volume scan. Just a real quick scan. So we'll have all the selections here. You could click any one of these pre-built screeners in here and go to the criteria. the same thing's going to pop up on every single one of them. And you can rename it if you want it, like I said. So we'll rename this new scan. And then we'll go through and check what we want for our criteria. Exchange. I want the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, and the American Stock Exchange. I want all these exchanges except for OTCs, pink sheets, and bulletin boards. The last trade, we want that. The last trade is greater than, we'll put $1 and we'll add another filter. The last trade is less than, we'll say $25. We'll decheck average volume 6 months. We'll have the volume. The volume is greater than, for this we'll say 250,000. You could filter by analysis rating, which I don't go off of. Analysis rating is just a bunch of BS in my opinion. Company performance. You could go off their net income, their revenue, earnings. They do have a shares outstanding. Let's try it out. Is less than, let's just say 50 million. And then we got the price performance. We'll decheck the high at 52 week. And I'll just do the percentage change. I want the percentage change is to be greater than at least 3%. Decheck these. Then if you're into like the MACD, Bollinger Bands, RSI, and simple moving averages, you can mess with all these if you wanted. I'm not going to mess with any of them. Come up here to show selected only. Click that. Double check my work. See if I have everything that I want. Click save screen. And then if you wanted this sorted in a particular way, don't forget to click this results sorted by and go through it and click what you want. For me, I'm going to choose, normally I would choose percentage change, but I'm going to try something different and I'm going to go with the trading range. Again, click save screen. It'll ask you if you want to overwrite it. Always, if you're saving something new, always click yes. And then go to results, and there you have it. You have your custom screener that you've set, and that's under all your criteria. And this is updating, and don't forget, every 15 seconds. Click this little tab here to minimize that and make your screen bigger. Right click it, go to columns and settings, and then let's choose all the columns that we want to show up here. Right here is the column order. I want the trading range, the percentage change, shares outstanding, volume, the exchange, sub-industry, the industry, the sector. I don't need the dividend payout or the margin percentage. I don't need the long term. I don't need the relative strength, the PE, none of this nonsense. Now since I do have the high, I'm going to want the low too. To move these up or down, just select it and choose these right here. I want this to go down, so I got the last trade. Next I would want the change in price. Then I would want the percentage change, and then I would want the volume, and then the trading range, shares outstanding, what exchange it's on, and then the sector, the industry, the sub-industry, the high, and the low. Alright, so I have everything I wanted, everything I want. Click OK, and boom, there you go. You can make these bigger or smaller just by clicking and dragging. They don't have the float on here. Thinkorswim doesn't even have it. Shares outstanding will do. I do wish it had also the average true range. You can also add in the description if you wanted. It's the name of the company. And I'd put that at like the far end. And then after you have everything like the way you want it, go back to criteria. Remember to save the screener. Click yes, and there you have it. We just made a custom screener, and I've showed you guys how to use the Screener Plus and Sector Screener from StreetSmart Edge, Charles Schwab. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button and join the Trading Learning 101 community. Alright, until next time everybody, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, study, study. Alright, later everyone.